Pluto was discovered in 1930 by Clyde Tombaugh, and since then, I think since 2000, so I think till this year, many changes of Pluto happened already. Changes about the ideas of the outward appearance, about the numbers of moons, about the sizes, and so on and so on. It's because Pluto is so far away that it's it was for a long time not possible to get a precise data and also images of it. To me, it was so fascinating to have something which is obviously like too far away to observe it in person, and it's too difficult, even maybe too difficult to imagine the distance of this orb, which is so far away, but something which is deeply linked in our society as well. I would also like to very shortly present you or talk about work of a young French artist called Charlie Malgard, because I think it fits perfectly in the idea I had and in this evening. So her work is called Overview Effect, and this is a phenomenon which astronauts actually have when they first go into space and see the Earth in full scale. Overview Effect is a new space program getting people on the surface of the moon. The goal of this mission is to create a cognitive gap in traveler's mind due to the vision of the Mother Earth from space. As moonwalkers, they all will come back as more humanist ecologists with a deep feeling of world's unity. And so her work was basically that you could wear this helmet and you have this kind of ocular rift and actually really could see a simulation of the moon. Also moving around in, I think it's a French flat. And if you get the right angle or if you're in the right place, you get a perfect view of the Earth from the moon. But of course, all of it, not real.
You know, one thing in Annika's work that was interesting to me is this, the challenge we face with imagining things that are much, much bigger than ourselves. So she talked about distance. In the brief or the description of this event, we also talked about things like climate change. We talked about economic shocks. And these are all things that are very, very difficult to imagine because of the time scales. So talk a little bit about, about imagination and how it can help us adapt to change, or how your efforts perhaps have helped you.
I think images are very important to focus on one idea when you mean like abstract ideas about climate change. Of course, as a visual artist, I think it's important to try to visualize them in a way, maybe not in a direct way, but to try to push you a bit to make this kind of mind play. And I really like the idea, to close your eyes and really trying to imagine that it's the things are real, but what does it mean to you? How it affects me in a way? And this is why I also presented very briefly this work by Charlie Malgard, I think, because it fits so perfectly, because she is dealing with a very important idea when you think about this effect with what astronauts have when they say it tremendously changed my feeling. Feeling is also like something important to understand things, and also like abstract things. The perception of Earth, and of course all of us know the image of our planet, but obviously it must be also something very different if you really physically realize it. And this is interesting comparative to the image what we get now from Pluto, because we won't be ever to physically see whether it's in a planet or not, but we won't be physically able to go there.
I was about to say I miss you from this man. I say it's gonna be alright, but I'm a stranger here forever. This life is not all about much. Thank you.